Again, we got sidetracked yesterday.
And the day before yesterday.
And the day before. Probably the day before that also. Okay, bottom paragraph, first column. Okay, now the Rebbe is explaining that there's that you have the level of Avodah Mamata, that's Psukkah de Zimra, and Birchas Krishma. Then you have the Avodah of Ahava, that's a level of Yahavta to Hashem Elokecha that Hashem brings down to Yahavta. Not that you should love Hashem, but Yahavta as Hashem Elokecha, Hashem loves you. Okay, Yahavta as Hashem Elokecha loves you. So he says, that Moshe Rabbeinu was Chochmah Davis with the Midas, and therefore that's it. Achine calls a Begilui Hamshachas Midas Ava V'Yira. This is only when the Midas are revealed. Shel Yichud Havaya B'Elikim. Like he explained before, that's the Yichud. In other words, first Hashem started creating the world Midas Adin, Elokim. Then he saw the world can't exist. He added Midas Arachim, which is Yud Kei Vav Kei. So he said Havaya Elokim means that the level of Havaya is one with Elokim. So through the Avodah of each other, you create this Yichud. Through his Mamata L'mayla, you create Mamayla L'mata. But he says that's Yichud Havaya B'Elokim. Shekvar Nimshach B'Chinas Elokim. There's a Yichud of Hashem and Elokim. Hashem or Elokim. That means Elokim exists, and then you bring down Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei, into the Elokim. Ach Shmi Havaya, but then the pasuk continues, Shmi Havaya Le'nei Daiti. The level of Yud Kei Vav Kei itself, I wasn't Megala, that's Keidim Shadav Keidim Shabalidei Gilui. Hamshacha B'Midas, that's the level of Yud Kei Vav Kei before it comes into Midas, which is Marker V'Shedish Kol Havayis and Marker Achaim. There's a level Hashem says like this. There's a level of Havaya Elokim that the Ovis said. Okay, but then there's a level higher than that, Ushmi Havaya. The way Havaya is by itself, that wasn't revealed. That wasn't revealed to them. Why not? Because this is a level of Yud Kei Vav Kei that can't come down through the Avodah Mamata. Until now he said like this. There's Avodah Mamata L'mayla, and that brings down the Gilu of Yud Kei Vav Kei from above. But there's another level of Havaya itself, not connected to Elokim. That level of Havaya cannot come through Avodah. That is a gift from above. And that didn't exist yet because Matan Torah didn't exist. He said, the only reason is Kidshonu b'mitzvaysav. Daika. Because we say in the bracha, Asher Kidshonu b'mitzvaysav. Hashem sanctified us through his mitzvahs. That means that is a Gilu Mamayla, that he is sanctifying us, not we are sanctifying ourselves. And he says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu meneach tefillin. Okay, it says like this. The kids say in the Bar Mitzvah Maimer. The Medrash says in the pasuk we say every day in davening, Magid Devarov LeYaakov Chukim Mishpatim LeYisrael. So it says in the Medrash, Kol Ma'ashu Matzav Acherim Lasei Su Eiseh. Whatever Hashem commands us to do, he does himself. The Gemara says in Brachas, Kadosh Baruch Hu meneach tefillin. Hashem puts on tefillin. Obviously, there's no physical tefillin there, and there's no boxes. And it says tefillin the Mori Alma Maksiv Behu. The kids say in the Bar Mitzvah Maimer. Tefillin of Hashem. What does it say in it? Mi ka'amcha Yisrael gai echad ba'aretz. Okay, so it means simply, our tefillin says Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Our tefillin says praise of Hashem. Hashem's tefillin says, "Umi ka'amcha Yehu, like your nation Yisrael, goy echad ba'aretz." Just like Hashem echad, goy echad ba'aretz. The Chassidus, by the way, explains what does it mean goy echad ba'aretz. It simply means a unique nation on earth. So Chassidus explains what does goy echad ba'aretz mean. A goy, it's a nation that echad ba'aretz. They bring down echad in the earth. The Mamshir Goy, it's a nation that echad ba'aretz, that bring echad, Hashem echad, the achdus of Hashem down here on earth. So it says in Chassidus, what do you mean HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'neich tefillin? Okay, it's not going like this. It's just like there's a concept, tefillin is binding your mind and heart to Hashem. Put it on the hand next to the heart and the mind. So you're binding your mind and heart to Hashem. It's amshach of seichel and tamidus. So Hashem maniach tefillin means HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealing seichel and tamidus. Okay? But Chassidus explains the fact that Hashem does the mitzvah, that's what gives us the koyach to do it. Where does a Jew get a koyach to bring down elukus, infinite elukus, in a gashmistic, a simple object of paper, tefillin, parchment, whatever it may be? So Hashem is the Serusa de Le'ela from above. There's an awakening from above. And because of HaKadosh Baruch Hu Maniach Tefillin, that's why we are able to put on Tefillin and to bring down that level of Kedusha. But he says that's Shmi Havaya itself. I wasn't Megala to the others. Because that's a level of Yud Kevokeh that doesn't come from Avas Adam, Avanir of the person, the Midas. It comes a gift from above. And he says, Shema Kanatayra, the source of Tayra, Lemaila Maila, is, it's Hashem's toy, so to speak. That means the source of Tayra is all the way up there in the highest of levels, higher than mitzvahs. That's why Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam, Torah is equal to all mitzvahs, because Tayra is a greater level of Kedusha than the mitzvahs. Like it says in the Zayat, Shlomo HaMelech says in the Pasuk, what is the purpose of all the effort? Somebody does Tachas HaShemesh under the sun. Somebody, what are you working for? Like, what is the purpose of all this? It's all nothing. So the Zayat says, Shani Eiraisa. It's different is Torah. The Amla le'elam in Shimsh. Torah is higher than the Shemesh. The Pasuk says, what is worth all the effort a person works under the sun? But Torah is, the Zohar says, higher than the sun. Over there it works. Pirush, Shilamayla Mayla Mabchinas Shemesh Shulmogen Avay Elokim. That which means the level of Avaya that comes into Elokim, this is a level of Avaya which is higher than the level of Avaya that comes into Elokim. Because the unity of Avaya and Elokim can only be in a level of Avaya that is connected to Elokim, that you can unite with it. But this level is even greater. This Gilui was not nimshal to the others. Rakli Yisrael b'matan Torah, when it said panim b'panim anechem ishanech. In other words, like this, the others, like we learned, they only reached Sheirish and Etzolim. Normally, a finite person can only reach a finite level. It's self-understood. A finite person can reach a finite level. The others, as great as they were still finite. The neshamas were finite, whatever it is. Right? Avraham Avinu's chesed of Atzilus. Yitzchak is very great, but it's still Atzilus. It's a limited level. Therefore, they didn't have the ability to take a physical object and make it holy. Okay. They didn't have the koyach to take something physical and make it holy. Why? Because it can't. A physical, a finite person cannot reach an infinite level of elukus. What happened by Matan Torah? By Matan Torah was revealed the level of elukus, which is above ruchnius and above gashmius. But in simple English, it's called anechi, not havaya elukecha. By Matan Torah was revealed, even the level of Havaya by itself wasn't nisgalit to the others. Definitely not the level of Anechi, which is Anechi Mishanechi, the essence of Hashem, was not revealed to the others. Therefore, where does a Jew get the ability to take Gashmi and make it Ruchni? They're two opposites, right? Fire and water cannot mix. Either the fire extinguishes the water extinguishes the fire. Unless it says in this week's parsha, Barad, the hail was a mixture of fire and water. It's an unbelievable miracle. That's what Rashi says in this week's parsha. So how is it possible to make something Gashmi Ruchni? So there comes from a level of Matan Torah. So that level wasn't revealed to the others. It wasn't Matan Torah yet.
What we accomplished by doing this one is higher than Yaakov Avinu reaching Akudim Ekudim B'Ruyim.
Yeah. That's the whole Chiddush of Matan Torah. Before Matan Torah wasn't even Shmi Havayel L'Nedai. Which explains another interesting thing. In this dialogue between Moshe Rabbeinu and Pari says to Moshe Rabbeinu, Lo Yedaiti es Hashem, v'gam es Yisrael lo yashaleach. I don't know this God you tell me about. You know, Lo Yedaiti es Havai. I don't know this guy, and I'm not sending out the Jews. So Chassidus asks, what do you mean? Pari himself said, Etzba L'kimhi. Pari's Chatum said to him when they couldn't kingdom, they couldn't take out the kingdom, it was too small for magic to work. So what did they say? Etzba L'kimhi. So what do you mean L'Yedaiti Savaya? Or you have another thing. When Yosef came to interpret Pari's dream, Pari said, I heard that you know how to interpret dreams. So what did Yosef answer him in Parshas Miketz? Elokim Yana Shleim Pari. Elokim will calm you down. Yeah? So Chassidus explained very simple. Yeah, of course Pari knew Elokim. But Pari said, Lo Yadaitis Havaya. He doesn't say Lo Yadaitis Elokim. Elokim is nature. Pari knew nature. Supernatural. A goy Pari, he didn't have no connection to it whatsoever. Lo Yadaitis Havaya. Elokim, yeah, he said, that I know all about. Elokim Yana Shleim Pari. So there are different Giluyim. Okay, the name Havaya wasn't even revealed to the others before Matan Torah. Only the level of Havaya who Elokim. The Havaya and Elokim are intermingled. That's through the Avodah of the Jew. Avram Avinu Halach and Asay Anegba, they're doing the Avodah. So that caused that this level of Elokus was revealed to him. But not the real Shmi Havaya Lo Nedaiti Lahem. The level of Yud Kevav Kev Matan Torah Anechi Havaya Lekecha, that wasn't revealed to them. Therefore, they didn't do mitzvahs. They didn't elevate. That's the whole Chassidus asked. What was the chiddush of Matan Torah? If you look at the Aseret Dibros, it's very funny, by the way. If you look at Aseret Dibros, all of the Aseret Dibros, they were commanded before Matan Torah. Most of them are 7 Noahide laws. Okay? That means like this. No Avodah Zarah was one of the 7 mitzvahs been in there, right? Believing in Hashem. That takes care of the first 2. Anechin L'Yilacha. Then you have not to swear falsely. It's also basically part of the mitzvah of believing in Hashem, not to degrade Hashem. Kabel Sevicha Simecha was logical. Even Yosef kept kibbut avayim more than Yaakov did. Then you have Shabbos. Rashi says in Beshalach they were commanded in Shabbos by Morah before Matan Torah. After he split the sea and then he put the stick into the water and it sweetened, yeah. So Sham Sam Leicheka Mishpat V'Sham Tzivo. Rashi says they were commanded Paraduma Shabbos. Okay, Shabbos they were given before. The last 5 is all Shem Mitzvah Minanech. No stealing, no adultery, no idolatry. I mean, all. So you can think, Matan Torah, I mean, if you think about it, Matan Torah is the top 10 of Yiddishkeit. We're all there before. And because of that, Hashem has to make kelis, uvrakim, thunder and lightning, and the world was going crazy, and there's commotion, and the shofar. I mean, for those simple things. So what's the answer? Yeah, those mitzvahs were given before. But that's not what Matan Torah accomplished. Matan Torah accomplished that even the mitzvahs they were given before, that they did, before Matan Torah didn't do anything to the physical world. Why? Because Anechi wasn't revealed. The essence of Hashem, which is above Gashmius and Ruchnius, wasn't revealed yet. So therefore they couldn't make the physical world holy. What was the Gilui of Matan Torah? That Gashmius became holy. So even to the obvious, in fact the Rambam says this, it's a medrash, but the Rambam explains it. It says, I forgot the pasuk, but Anan Shemen, Ba'anu Shemen Turek Shmecha. It says, the Medrash says, the mitzvahs that the others did were reiches hayu, were like reach, smell. The pasuk says over there, I can't what the exact word is. Ba'anu Shemen Turek Shmecha, but us is the actual oil poured. Shemen Turek Shmecha, the oil that was poured. So the Medrash says, basically, that the mitzvahs that the others did, reiches hayu, were only like a reach of the oil. But we have shemen, we have the oil itself. What does that mean? You walk into a perfume store, you're going to walk out smelling a little bit from perfume, but there's no perfume on you. You don't have the perfume on you, you have the smell of the perfume. Or walk into a room full of cigarettes, smoking. Yeah? You're going to walk out smelling from cigarettes. You didn't smoke. You don't have the cigarette. You have the smell of the cigarette. Before Matan Torah, it was all like the smell of Kedusha. The essence of Kedusha was only by Matan Torah. So that's what Matan Torah comes. And even that, Alter Rebbe says, Shmi Havaylo Neidai Telam, even to Rav, they didn't have the level of Havaya. Achine, Kadei Shebezu Begili B'Matan Torah, but in order for this Gili, so what are we saying? That before Matan Torah, there was only the level of Havaya Hu Elikim. The level of Havaya itself, and definitely the level of Anechi didn't exist. So now, how do we get Matan Torah to have this Gilui? What causes Matan Torah to have this Gilui? So he says, Sharachlias Chila B'chinas Istalkus L'mayla has to go up. Kisher Shalamayla B'chinas Mata V'lei Mata. Mata V'lei Mata is another word for Rotza V'shev. B'achayis Rotza V'shev. Ukadei Shiyah Mati, in order to have the Gilui from L'mayla, Sharachlias Chila B'chinas Mata. And based on the Shuv B'gilui, then that's how much you get to Rotza. Okay, in other words, let me paraphrase what the Alter Rebbe is going to say. In order to come to this Gilui of Matan Torah, it had to be the Avodah of the Jew to the best of their ability. In other words, we learned already, Golus Mitzrayim, Matan Torah, of course Hashem can do whatever he wants, but normally, Matan Torah couldn't have happened if the Jews didn't have Golus Mitzrayim. Golus Mitzrayim was the Korah Barzel, like the refinement, the comb that tortures you and refines the hide. It's all a process, actually, to Matan Torah. It didn't just happen like this. Then there had to be Golus Mitzrayim. Then there had to be the 10 Makis. 10 Makis basically, as Paro himself said, Etzba Lekimhi. Then Makas B'cheres, V'havaya Hi Kol B'chor. It came from the level of Havaya. That Gilui had to be. Then there had to be the level of Kriyas Yam Suf, that Yam became Yabosha. That means the hidden levels of Elokus became revealed. Or in other words, because they went B'seich HaYam by Yabosha. That means not that Yam became Yabosha. They went Teich HaYam by Yabosha means that Yam and Yabosha became the same thing. Which means a Gilui of Elokus higher than Yam and Yabosha. So it wasn't only that Yam became Yabosha, that Helam, concealment, right, we learned, became revelation, but how can concealment become revelation when it's contradictory? If it's hidden, it's not revealed. If it's revealed, it's not hidden. Here we're saying Yam became Yabasha. The hidden became revealed. Right? That has to be from the level of Zakeli Vanvei. They saw a Gilu of Alukus. Kriyas Yamsuf was the Gilu of higher than Havai and higher than Yam, higher than Yabasha, and therefore Yam became Yabasha. Or after that, you're able to come to Matan Torah. But even Kriyas Yamsuf had to come through Aveda. The Jews are by the Yam. They're going crazy, right? The Yam's in front of them, the Mitzrayim are behind them, nowhere to go. Okay? So it says in the famous Medrash, there's a famous Sikh about this, there were 4 groups, the Medrash says. Some people say, let's jump into the ocean. Some people say, let's go back to Egypt. Some people said, let's go fight them. Some people said, let's go daven. 4 groups of people. So Hashem answered each one of them before. Don't go back to Egypt, you're not going to see them again. Let's go fight Egypt, Hashem Yilochem Lechem. Let's go daven, V'atem Tachrishim. Okay? So basically Hashem answered all 4. But the sea still didn't split. What caused the sea to split? The pasuk says, next week's parsha b'Shalach, Daber al b'nei Yisrael v'Yisrael. There's nowhere to go think. There's nowhere to go. Okay? What do you mean go? Go where? Go where? There's no logical place to go. Hashem said, Daber al b'nei Yisrael v'Yisrael. Tell them to go. Okay, so the different opinions in the Gemara, the most accepted opinion in the Gemara, in the world is Nachshon ben Aminadav jumped into the sea. Yeah? Nachshon ben Aminadav jumped into the sea and the sea split. In order for the sea to split, there had to be that Aveda v'Yisrael of Mesiras Nefesh. Nachshon ben Aminadav didn't know the sea's going to split. He knew one thing. Hashem said, go. You go. What's going to be? That's already seichel. That's already seichel. So what did it have to be? Hashem said, "Vayiso." Nachshon ben Aminadav understood what the issue is. Go. So we went. He jumped. That caused the sea to split. That was the final achona to Matan Torah. So it had to be still through the Aved of the Eden. There had to be Galus Mitzrayim. There had to be the Makkos. There had to be Makkos B'cheres. There had to be and Daber b'nei Yisrael v'Yisrael.
Well, why 210 years?
Because that's how long it took the Jews to become refined. Listen, we're working 2,000 years and we're still not there yet. Don't complain.
What was the Avodah of Avot? What was the meaning of
Only Sheresh and Atzalim. They brought Elokus into the world, a normal level of Elokus. The world didn't become holy. By the way, in order to have that Aveda Mitzrayim and all that was through the Yavis. It was a process. Again, for the millionth time. From beginning of creation. Again, we're going off. There was a process. Hashem created a perfect world. Olam al-Milui Nivra. Perfect. You can imagine, Hashem made the world. It was done right. Yeah? Hashem said, okay, you know what? Very good. I made a beautiful home. A beautiful world. It's a big deal. Hashem says, I made a perfect world. What's the big deal? That's not what I want. I want the dir v'tachtein, that the Jews do it. Okay? Now, if it's a perfect world, how do you make it more perfect? So first you got to destroy it. Then you can remake it. So that's why Adam and Rishon sinned and they tzadas. It's all part of the plan. Neir alila b'nei Adam. It was part of the plan. Okay? Adam and Rishon sinned, knocked down the world, he did tshuva. Then there had to be the Maaseh with Migdal Bavel, and there had to be the Mabul. There's all a process leading up. And then there had to be Again, the Mabul means the world had to become purified. The mikveh memsa 40 days. Then it had to be the Aved of the others. Then it had to be Golus Mitzrayim. Then it had to be this. Then it had to be this. Then it had to be the first base of Mikdash. Then it had to be the second base of Mikdash. And then it has to be Golus. Until finally, whenever, but hopefully soon, is the ultimate purification and completion of the world. Not like it was even by Matan Torah, that when you do a mitzvah, you mamshech atzmos, the essence of Hashem, which is higher than physical and spiritual together, into the object. That's what we're doing now, but we don't see it. And la'asad lava is v'ro kol basar yachtav, keep basar as basar. Doesn't say each person will see. The Rebbe Rashab said, v'ro kol basar means hunk of meat, as a hunk of meat is going to see pi Hashem diber. Umalar is Deus Hashem, the world is going to be full. And the Rebbe emphasizes when it says full, it doesn't mean 98% full, because then it's not full. Mala Aretz Deus Hashem, the whole world will be full of not even Chochmah Bina, Das, Deus Hashem. The world will be full, there won't be a speck of anything that there won't be. Well, like it says at the end of Pekudei, Uchveid Hashem, Moleis HaMishkan. Moleis HaMishkan. Moleis HaMishkan means fill the Mishkan, not 99% full. There wasn't a place in the Mishkan that didn't have the Gilur of Elokus. But it was all before Matan, well, that was already post-Matan Torah. Then you had the Mishkan, and which was temporary. You know, like we learned in the other Maimer. You know, order of the world, inanimate, plant, goat skins, you know, the 3 levels. Beis HaMikdash was made out of avonim. Then there had to be a churban beis, and come to Bayesheni. There's all a process from the beginning of the existence of the world to come to this level. So the Avis Haveda was to get the world ready for Golus Mitzrayim and Matan Torah. There had to be that process.
When Noach did Tahar V'lo Tahar, or when Esau did Kabbalah David, what did that mean?
Nothing. In the realm of humanity, they did good things.
Did you bring Kedusha now?
No, the others did neither. The sticks of Yaakov Avinu did not become holy, even though it was like putting on tefillin.
So how did it reach out to the fruit?
That's the only problem you have? I have bigger problems than that. Like what's for breakfast?
Rabbi, if they were not above the world, how did they do all the miracles that they accomplished?
Somebody by Chassidim, by Chabad, like by Chabad, they were never into miracles. They were never into miracles. And Chassidim used to explain, to do a miracle, you have to be 1 tefach higher than the world. You could do miracles already. Well, you have to be a little higher than the world. You could do miracles. He said, Chabad, Chochmah, Bina, Das, Aleph Chochmah, Aleph Bina, 1,000 levels of Chochmah, 1,000 levels of Bina. That's infinitely greater than being 1 little handbreadth. 2,000 amas. Okay, that's much greater than 1 tefach. And that's why it says, Olam Chesed Yibana. The world was created with midas. Torah Kadma La'olam. Why? Because Torah is Seichel. Seichel is higher than midas. Chesed is the essence of the